Hello, hello, beautiful beings of the light. It is great to be with you. Today, we have a really wonderful topic. What could be better than expanding our inner peace and our wholeness? Uh, we might really realize that most of what we do in our lives is in an effort to find happiness, whether it is making money or having relationships or working out, doing yoga, things like this. Pretty much everything we do in our lives, we usually have the goal, oh, I'm going to do this so I can be happy, so I can feel good. I'll do this and then I'll feel good. So this is really interesting because, of course, we can continue to do that, but we also can just start from the inside out. We can cultivate practices that really help us feel good from the inside, no matter what may be actually happening on the external. So this is one of the many invitations for us as human spirit beings on the planet is exactly this, to learn, to practice, to grow into more inner peace and wholeness within ourselves, no matter what is happening on the external. And then also, ironically, what's really cool is we actually get the best of both worlds because, of course, we all know the universal law, as within, so without. As we more fully embody our own inner peace and wholeness within us, on the external, we will see situations, people, relationships, abundance that reflect our own inner peace and wholeness. So you get the best of both worlds when you do it this way. Alrighty. And just one other point to make here before we go into these three really powerful practices of expanding your inner peace and wholeness is that we are in a really big shift on the planet. We are moving from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age. And the Piscean age, one of the hallmarks of this age was a lack of transparency, secretiveness, hiding things, not being fully open. And the Aquarian age is very much the opposite, is very much about being transparent, being open, having everything out on the table. So these practices that I'm going to share today are really founded on transparency. First of all, transparency within yourself. And as we are moving from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age, this is the invitation for us to practice being more transparent. And actually, as we progress into further dimensions of our soul's growth, the later dimensions, there will be full transparency. So this is good practice for us right now, in where we are now, to just practice transparency. Alrighty, so let's go into these three practices of expanding your inner peace and wholeness. So the first practice is be all in with your own truth. Okay, this is not always easy. What does this mean? It means really being in your own truth. It means letting go of what sometimes can happen, the thinking mind's rationalizations, the thinking mind's illusions, the thinking mind's suppressions about the actual truth. So for instance, I'm a licensed doctor of therapy, and many times I will hear clients say things like, I'm not happy in my marriage, but, or I'm really not fulfilled in my current job, but. And so whenever we're saying but, we are moving away from the truth. We are moving more into a rationalization or an illusion, some type of trick of the mind to save us, to protect us from what can be the inconvenient truth, the uncomfortable truth, the very painful truth. So the invitation that I'm giving you, and that we're all being given in this time period, is to have courage to be fully in your truth. And I'll just say here that one of the main benefits of being in your truth is you end your own inner battles. Your truth is always trying to arise within you. I'm using this motion because for me, sometimes it feels like my truth comes up in my body this way. So for a lot of us, the truth is coming up. It's coming up. It wants to be seen. It wants to be held. It wants to be acknowledged. It wants to be lived. So truth is coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. And then the mind may start to get uncomfortable. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with this truth. This is a very inconvenient truth for my life right now. I don't know where to go with this truth. Or, oh my goodness, this is so painful. This is so painful. Or, oh my goodness, with this truth, I don't know how things can work out. I don't know where I can go from here. Okay, so this is the inner battle. This is the inner battle between our ego, our thinking mind, and the truth, our heart, our soul, the truth of what is the truth. So inner battle, inner battle. So we're sort of trading one discomfort for another in a certain way, okay? So when we're not in our truth, it's very uncomfortable, and it puts us in a state of unease. It can put us in a state of dis-ease. It can actually cause disease when we live in this inner battle. So there are physical ramifications as well to inner battles. There are literally physical ramifications to our inner battles. Hello, my darling sister, Deborah. Deborah says, Tassel, so spot on. Thank you for this paradigm. Why do we state the truth and then say but? How do we know it's our truth? Oh, those are really juicy questions. Thank you, sister. Okay, so this is just my take on it. Run this through your own guidance system. See what you feel about it. But first question, why do we state the truth and then say but? So my feeling about that is we do that because we're scared. We do that because we don't know what to do with the truth. Our ego, our human, doesn't know how to deal with the truth. Because the truth sometimes can be very catastrophic to us, to the way we have set up our lives, to our feelings. It can bring up a lot of pain. It can be very inconvenient. So I'll just give an example. In my own life, I was married. I was married for about 11 years with 3 children with my ex-husband. And really from the very beginning of our relationship, the truth was it was not working. It was not working from the very beginning. But I didn't want to see that because that would mean, it felt like that would mean catastrophe for my current life. We had built a life together. We had 3 precious children together. I wanted to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. I wanted all these things. So my truth would often arise within me. Oh my goodness, this is not working. Oh my goodness, I'm really unhappy. Oh my goodness, I don't think I can do this anymore. And then my thinking mind would jump in. But the children, but financial security, but everything you've built, but, oh my goodness. So it caused this inner battle. And actually, talking about unease and dis-ease, I had a breast cancer diagnosis during this time. So to me, it feels related. To me, I was living in a state of inner battle. I was living in a state of unease. I was in dis-ease, and my body physically manifested a disease. Okay, so that's the but. And then the second question Deborah asks is, how do we know it's our truth? Okay, that's such a great question. Yes. How do we know what is our truth? And I'm just going to start by saying we, from a very young age, are entrained to move away from our truth. The world that we live in is often not interested in our truth. It's interested in an agenda. It's interested in an agenda for us, a story for us, a role for us. It's often not interested in our truth. So we're really taught to move away from our truth and to just adopt the agenda, the truth of our parents, of our teachers, of our society at large. So it's a great question. It may take some time to come back to your truth. It may take some time for you to discern what is the voice of your truth. And again, the way I make that delineation is the truth is what my heart feels. The truth is what my body feels. The truth is the guidance that is coming from my higher self. To me, that's the truth. The sometimes the lies are coming from, to me, up here, my human self. And in a video I did recently, I talk a bit more about this. It's the video about how to connect with your higher self. And I go into more depth of discerning the different voices of the thinking mind versus the heart, the body, your higher self. But just quickly, to me, the voice of truth, the voice of the heart, the voice of the higher self, the voice of the body, it's down here. I can feel it for me down here in my body. The voice of my ego, I feel up here. That's one way I make the distinction. The best thing to do is perhaps watch that video and then also just spend time alone. Spend time alone with your body, with your being, and just see if you can start to tell the difference. The whispers of your truth, the whispers of your heart, the whispers of your higher self versus often the very loud voice of the human, of the ego. I hope that helps. Yeah. And your truth doesn't stop. Your truth does not stop. The truth keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. It's ever present, the truth of how you feel about something. Okay. So this first practice is to be all in with your truth. No matter what. No matter what. Be all in with your truth no matter what. No matter how inconvenient it is. No matter how painful it is. No matter how you might not know what to do with it. Just be with your truth. Be with your truth. This is the first step, honestly, to transforming your life. the first step, the number one step to transforming your life, be with your truth. Be with your truth. Be with your truth. And just a little side note about this is that when we are lying to ourselves, we are also lying to the universe. When I was married and I was lying to myself, I was sending out a message to the universe that I'm okay in this marriage. Let's stay in the marriage, because that was the consciousness I was predominantly holding. Well, it's not so bad. Well, I guess I'll stay. So I was holding that energy. The universe is always matching our consciousness, is always matching our energy. So the universe was, okay, Tassel's good in her marriage. That's what she wants. She's staying in it. Fine. The universe was not bringing me opportunities, resources, ways to change direction because I was not asking for it. I wasn't asking for that. I was in my rationalization. So the first step to shifting your life is being in your truth. Number one, that is immediately going to give you much more inner peace. You're going to feel better internally. And number two, if you're holding, okay, this is my truth. I'm not happy in my marriage. I don't want to be in the marriage. I don't know what to do about it, but I don't want to be here. The universe will match that. The universe will start to bring you some other possibilities, some other resources, some assistance, the right people, the right books, the right workshop, the right time to spend alone so you can sort things out. So don't want to send the universe the wrong message, right? You want to be in your truth for your own inner peace and as your own first step on this path. And you want to send out the correct vibration to the universe of what is your truth, because the universe is always matching you. Okay, so number one, be all in with your truth. Trust life. Trust your path. Trust your truth. Let your truth be a life preserver for you. Hang on to your truth at all costs. The truth will set you free. The truth will lead you through the transformation of your life. The truth will set you free. So number one, be all in your truth. Okay, number two, it's related to number one. Honor your truth and your current experience in this truth. Honor your truth and your current experience in this truth. Okay, what exactly do we mean by that? So let's keep going with this example of potentially being unhappy in your marriage, and just, okay, that's my truth. I am unhappy in my marriage. That's my truth. Okay, now you're in it. Now let's honor it. Let's honor the truth of that, and let's honor your experience. Okay, so what is the truth of how do I honor that experience? Wow, this is challenging. I'm not sure what to do here. This is a hard situation for me as a human to realize I am not happy in my marriage, and maybe I have children with this person. Maybe I'm not working at this moment and I'm dependent on this person for finances. Maybe I have built an entire complicated life with this person, and to even think about deconstructing that is very overwhelming. Honor that. Honor your feelings about your truth. Honor your feelings about your truth and feel them. Feel all of it. Be in your truth and honor what comes up around this truth. How does this truth sit with you? What feels difficult? What emotions are coming up? Honor, honor, honor. Honor yourself. Honor your truth. Honor the experience you are currently in. This is one of the most loving things we can do for ourselves, is to deeply, deeply honor what we are moving through. This is a huge act of self-love. And this creates, again, a lot of inner peace and a feeling of wholeness. I would even say in the shamanic tradition, we would call this soul retrieval. I see honoring in this way as literally soul retrieval, literally calling back pieces of our soul that may have been lost through trauma, through self-abandonment, through a lack of being in our truth, through a lack of honoring ourselves. I literally see this as soul retrieval. So in more clinical terms, again, my background is I am a licensed doctor of psychotherapy, done a lot of shamanic work, but in clinical terms, I would say many of us are disassociated. Many of us are very disconnected from our truth, from our self-love. And when we do these practices, when we are in our truth, when we are honoring ourselves and the truth of a potentially difficult situation, we become more associated. We become more connected. We come back to ourselves. And we can feel an inner sense of wholeness. So there's a couple different ways. Well, there's more than a couple, but these are two different ways to look at this same state of being. In a clinical, therapeutic way, we can see it as I'm disconnected, I'm disassociated from myself. In a more shamanic way, we can see I've lost pieces of my soul. They have split off from this trauma, from this self-abandonment. So most important thing here is be in your truth and honor yourself, your truth, and your experience. A deep, deep honoring. This is like a blanket that we can put around these challenging, sometimes painful situations. The blanket is the honoring. When you honor yourself, when you take yourself seriously, when you take your pain seriously, and I'm not saying to spend too much time in your pain or to only be in pain. I'm not saying that. I want us to move through our pain by feeling our feelings, but to honor the depth and sometimes the severity of the painful feelings and a painful situation. So the honoring is a blanket. It is a warm, trusty blanket that we can put around ourselves and around these sometimes painful feelings, painful situations in really getting to our inner truth. Okay, so first practice, be all in with your truth. Second practice, honor your truth. Honor yourself. Honor your experience. And then the third practice here to really further expand our inner peace and wholeness is to be in alignment with your truth, in your ways of being, in your actions. Let your actions reflect your truth. So this is what you could call emotional integrity. I recently, I heard someone talk about this and I thought, wow, I really like that phrase, emotional integrity. There's a match between what I feel and what I do. there's a match between what I feel and what I do. This is integrity. I am living in emotional integrity when what I do reflects the truth inside of me, reflects my inner truth, reflects my actual feelings. And I just want to say a quick hi to my sister Debbie. Hello, dear sister. Thank you for sharing that. And my brother Dean, who is here. Thank you also for sharing. Yes, I hear this. So glad you all are here. Thank you for being here. It makes it a lot more fun. Okay, so emotional integrity. I just want to keep saying it. It feels so powerful. It feels so instrumental to inner peace and wholeness. My actions reflect what I feel. My actions reflect what I feel. I am living in integrity. We talk about this phrase, like I'm a man of my word. I'm a woman of my word. And I think often when we talk about that, what we mean is, if I tell someone I'll do something, I'll do it. So that we have integrity to other people with what we say we're going to do. What we say we're going to do and what we're going to do and what we do is in integrity. There's a match. So this is about inner integrity. This is coming back to ourselves and living in inner integrity. What I do is a match to how I feel. Okay, is this easy? No, it is often not easy. And that is why often we don't live in emotional integrity or inner integrity. All of these practices, are they easy? No, they're not easy at all, often. Because the human doesn't know how things are going to work out. The human does not have the full the full book on how the life is going to unfold. The human doesn't know. The human does not know. It's not ours to know. It is ours to walk the path of our alignment. It is our invitation to be in our truth, to honor that truth, and to be in integrity with ourselves. For what we do is a match to how we feel and our truth. So when we do these 3 steps, we are in deep, profound alignment with ourselves, with our truth, with our soul, with our higher self, with our path. We are in alignment. And to me, this is my definition of success. This is literally my definition of success, is to be in your truth, to honor yourself, and to have integrity between how you feel and what you do. To me, this is success. I know in our mainstream society, we have many other metrics of success: how much money you make, how big your house is, what kind of status you have. In my sphere, how many followers you have on social media. Maybe if you're able to stay married, that could be a metric of success. So many different external metrics. But those are all about the outside world. Those are all about things that are not completely under our control by any means. To me, you are killing it. You are amazingly successful. You are rocking it if you're practicing these 3 steps. I'm in my truth. I honor myself. My actions reflect my truth and the truth of my feelings. Wow. This is a courageous path. this to me is success, beautiful success. And what I want to also say here is, it is not to say that this path of alignment is easy or is without pain. It's not to say any of that. There can be a lot of pain on this path. When we really go into our truth, let's say it's about our childhood, or let's say it's about an intimate relationship we're in. Just two possible examples. Those are two examples that I've been really being in my truth about, and a lot of pain is coming up. There can be a lot of pain, no doubt. There can be a lot of pain. But pain is something we can move through. We can feel it to clear it. It moves through us. It's temporary. It isn't us. The pain isn't us. It's something that, an energy that comes up when we experience certain things, and there's always a gift on the other side of it. There's always direction. There's always insight. There's always a release. There's always room for something different. I'm going to contrast that with suffering. The inner battle of not being in the truth is suffering. The feeling of unease within you is suffering. And there's nowhere to go with suffering, because you're not feeling the pain. You're not moving anything through you. So suffering is a very stagnant, dead end. There's nowhere to go with it. It's just there. It's just suffering. It's just an inner battle. It's just unease, dis-ease. It's stagnancy. It's not helping you move forward in your life in any way. It's stuckness. It's a dead end. Whew. So the choice is, do we lean into the truth? Do we lean into the honoring of the truth? Do we lean into, you know what, I am going to act in ways that are absolutely resonant and a match to the truth and to how I feel? So I'll just give one personal example here, and I give this because I just hope it can help. I want to just flesh these things out in more real terms, and I do think when we share our stories, it's more real, and it can be more helpful. So I'll just share that part of the reason that I wanted to talk about this today is because I am going through a challenging situation with someone I love, my partner. Any of you who are familiar with twin flames, this is my twin flame. And these 3 steps that I'm outlining are steps that I am very much in right now in terms of my relationship with my partner. And it's really painful right now. It's really painful because basically we're not communicating very much. We're in a period, you could say, of separation. But the truth is that I love this person with all of my heart, and the love only grows. And it's very painful to be in that truth in the current external situation. And you can see I'm tearing up. But that is the truth. That is the truth of my heart. And there have been times in this particular relationship when things have felt very distant and separate that I tried to hide from the truth because it was too painful. It was too painful to feel the full truth of my love for this man with the current situation. It was too painful. So I hid from the truth. And this created an inner battle. This created unease within me. I was abandoning myself. I was abandoning myself. I was abandoning the truth of my heart. And that was a greater pain than the pain of being in the truth, even though things are not very close right now on the external. I feel at peace because I am in my truth. So just applying these practices to the situation that I'm sharing, I'm in my truth. Is it painful? Yes, it's really painful. But I'm also just feeling all of that and letting those feelings move through me. I'm clearing them. So that's the second part. I am honoring the truth that I love him with all of my heart. And I'm honoring how challenging it is right now. And I'm feeling all of the feelings. I'm feeling all the feelings. I'm moving them through me. So I feel like I'm making progress. I feel like I'm doing something. I'm moving through these feelings, and I'm through this deep, deep honoring. And I'm really trying to really take care of myself right now, just more than ever, because it is an emotionally challenging time. So just deeply honoring the truth, deeply honoring my feelings, deeply honoring to take care of myself as much as I can. And then this third practice, I'm all in with the inner integrity, the emotional integrity, where my actions are a match to my truth. So I have been very transparent with my partner. Just today, I shared a lot with my partner through text about the truth of how I feel about him and some of the pain that I'm experiencing as well. To me, it feels so profoundly aligned to be in my truth, to not hide the truth from those around me, and on the human level, this feels very vulnerable, right? It feels very vulnerable to speak the truth in this way when there does feel like there is distance. It can feel very vulnerable. It can feel very scary. But this is the path. This is the path of transparency. This is the path of cultivating inner peace and wholeness within ourselves. It doesn't mean there may not be pain, but there is peace and there is wholeness and there is truth. And this is the invitation for all of us to rise into this at this time on the planet, is to rise into our truth, to honor our truth, and to act in alignment with our truth. And it's my belief and my guidance that this is one of the ways that we really do transform our relationships with people. We transform the planet by living in the truth and acting in accordance with the truth. So thank you so much for tuning in, those of you who tuned in live and those of you who are seeing this on the recording. I just send everyone so much love. The energies right now on the planet are really inviting us to look at so much that may long have been buried within us. And it's not always an easy process. And my heart is with you. I deeply, deeply support you in whatever you are moving through, whatever is being dredged up for you. I deeply, deeply honor your process and your truth and your presence on the planet. And if I can be of any help, there's information in the comments below about how to contact me. If you want some more assistance in any of this, I love to support my brothers and sisters in these processes. And if it feels resonant, it always helps to give this video a like, a comment, share the video. It all helps me to continue to do this work. So thank you so much, beautiful brothers and sisters. Thank you Debbie and Deborah and Dean, all D names. That's cute. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I will see you soon. So much love.